Hey guys, Dr. Callahan here. We're going to start off with section 2.2, which is going to be on point slope form in your guided notes. All right, before we go ahead and get started, I want you guys to do a little bit of self-reflection. It says, Paul and Seth know that one point on the line is 4, 2, and the slope of the line is at -5. Each student derived an equation relating x and y. So here is Paul and here is Seth. Answer the following questions. A, do the two equations represent the same line? Construct a mathematical argument to support your answer. And again, it could be subjective. B, generate a table of values for each of the equation. How can you reconcile the table with the equation? So pause the video and answer those questions. All right, question number 1, example 1. Describe the steps needed to find the y-intercept of the graph using point slope form. So I'm going to first start off with point slope form, which is going to be y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So in order to find the y-intercept, which is your b value, you will need to go ahead and do the following. First you want to do is you want to distribute the m. So you have y minus y sub 1 equals mx minus m x sub 1. Then you need to go ahead and isolate the y by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and add the y sub 1 to everything here. So y is equal to mx minus mx1 plus y sub 1. Generally what's going to happen is that your slope is going to be with the x. You are going to have a number here for the slope x sub 1. And you also have a number here with y sub 1. So you would have to combine like terms of these two items here, which will give you a number. And that number will also represent your y-intercept. So those are the 4 steps. Number 2, write an equation of a line that passes through 2, -1 and -3, 3. All right, so you have 2 different points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Now remember, your slope formula is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Let's go back. Pardon me, I'm having a little bit difficulty finding what happened to my stuff here. All right, let's go ahead and erase that. There we go. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on now. Having just a little bit of technical difficulties. Okay, so now that I have this, let's go ahead and plug those in. I'm going to have y sub 2, which is 3, minus y sub 1, which is a -1. Okay, so that's going to be a positive, over x sub 2, which is a -3, minus 2. 3 plus 1 is going to give me a 4. That's going to give me a -5. So this right here is your slope. Now you're going to pick a point. You want to pick the easiest point. For me, I think this point is a little bit easier. So I'm going to have that x and y. Y equals mx plus b. Your y value is right here, which is a -1. Your slope that you just found was a 4 or -4 over 5 times x, which is a 2 plus b. Your goal now is to find b. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply the fraction with a 2. So I have a -1 on the left side equals -8 over 5 plus b. I want to get the b by itself. So what's opposite of a -8 over 5 is a +8 over 5. But you have to add it on both sides of your equation. That cancels. B is equal to, you have your -1 over 1 plus 8 over 5. Going back to the 3rd grade, you need to have common denominators. So if I multiply 5 in the denominator, the top also gets multiplied by 5. So now I can add them because I have common denominator, which is 5. Negative 5 plus 8 is going to give me a 3, and that is my b. Now that I have the m and the b, I can now successfully write my equation, which is y is equal to slope negative 4 over 5x plus 3 over 5. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your equation using the 2 points. Example 3. It says sketch the graph of that right there. Okay, in order to sketch this, this is in point slope form, and I need to convert it into slope intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus b. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 1/2, distribute it into the parenthesis. So you have y plus 2 is equal to 1/2 x minus 3 times 1 is a 3 over 2. Then, in order to get my y by itself, I need to subtract 2 on both sides. And this is actually where the other question was, where you have to list the steps. Remember I told you your slope is going to be with the x, but then you have to combine like terms of the last 2 terms. So that cancels. Y is equal to 1 over 2x, so that's my slope, 1 over 2. Here, you have to combine like terms, okay? Negative 3 over 2 minus 2 over 1. And once again, we're going to go back to elementary school. If my denominator is multiplied by a 2, which is going to give me a 2, and 2 times 2 is going to be a 4. Negative 3 minus 4 is a negative 7 over 2. Now, I know that my slope is 1/2, and my b is negative 7 over 2. If you put this into a calculator, that's going to give you a negative 3.5. That's what I'm going to start off with, okay? So I'm going to draw my lines right here. Here we go. I'm going to start off with negative 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3.5 is right there. My slope is a 1, so I'm going to go up 1, run over 2. So go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Connect your dot. There's your line. Next one I'll have you guys do is give 5, 6, 7, 8 a try. Pause the video. All right, let's go over number 6. Write the equation of the line in point slope form. So point slope form that passes through the given point with the given slope. So point slope form is going to be y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. That is point slope form. Okay, so I have my x, I have my y, I have my slope. Let's plug all these numbers in here. Y minus y sub 1, which is 3, equals your slope, which is 2, x minus negative 4. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change this, x plus 4, because double negative makes it a positive. And then I'm going to distribute the 2 into the parentheses. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 4 is 8. My goal here is to get the y by itself. Add the 3 on both sides. When you do that, positive and negative 3 cancels. Y is equal to 2x. 8 plus 3 is 11. And that is your equation. Now, in the previous lessons, I showed you guys how to graph this. So let's go ahead and try to graph it then. You start off with your y-intercept, which is b, that's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's always on the y-axis. And then you're going to look at your slope. Your slope is always going to be in front of the x. That's 2 over 1. You go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. If you run out of space, go down 2, but you have to go to the left 1. Down 2, go over to the left 1. There is your line. Let's take a look at question number 8, okay? Write the equation of the line in point-slope form that passes through the given points. So you have two different slopes here. You have x1, y1, I'm going to label it, x2, y2. Now remember your slope formula is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2, x minus x sub 1. I sometimes just like to highlight it so I can see a little bit better. So I have my y sub 2 minus my y sub 1. And then I have my x sub 2 minus my x sub 1. Keep in mind that your y's is a numerator and your x's is a denominator. So let's plug it in. Negative 4 minus 8 is my y, 7 minus negative 2 is my x. Double negative makes it a positive. Negative 4 minus 8 is a negative 12. 7 plus 2 is a 9. So my slope is going to be, and I can reduce this if I divide everything by 3, is a negative 4 over 3. That is my slope. But I need to use point slope form. So point slope form is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1 to find my equation of the line. I want to pick a point. I want to pick the easier point. I'm just going to pick negative 2, 8 because it's smaller, I guess, in some ways. So my y is going to be an 8. My m, my slope, is negative 4 over 3. X minus negative 2, which is a positive 2. I'm going to distribute this in here. So I have a negative 4 over 3x minus 8 over 3. And what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and get rid of the 8 by adding 8 on both sides. Now, that part cancels. Y is now by itself. But I have to combine like terms here. So I'm going to go back to 3rd grade. Negative 8 over 3 plus, I need to have, and remember this is an 8 over 1. So if I were to go ahead and have common denominator, I'm going to multiply that by 8. 8 times 8 is a 64. So then, what is negative 8 plus 64? I am going to get a positive 56 over 8. Which is going to be, oh, you know what? I made a typo. I don't even know why the heck I did that. I don't know why I decided to put an 8 when it's supposed to be a 3. So let's backtrack a little bit. So 1 times 3 is a 3. 8 times 3 is a 24. Sorry about that. All right, so then negative 8 plus 24 is going to give me a 16 over 3. That, you guys, is going to be your B. So now that I have the two things I need the most, I have my slope, which is y is equal to negative 4 over 3x plus 16 over 3. And that, you guys, is your equation using the two slope of negative 2, 8 and 7 and negative 4. I'm going to have you guys go ahead and work on number 9, 10 on your own. So pause the video. I'm going to go ahead and go over B with you guys. So it says write the equation of the line in point slope form. So looking at this right here, it looks like your B value is at negative 1. You have a point, 3 and negative 1. So I have y equals mx plus b. My x value is 3, my y value is 1. So 1 goes in here. M is missing. X is a 3. And my b is negative 1. So instead of finding the b, I'm now finding the m. Add the 1 on both sides. 1 plus 1 is a 2. Divided by 3. M is a 2 over 3. Now that I have the m and the b, I can successfully put it into my equation, which is going to be and I would love to get the pen going, but it's not working. Y, oops, let's try that again. Y is equal to 2/3 x minus 1. And that is your equation to 10b. All right, I would like you guys to go ahead and work on the homework. So you have 1, 2, 3, all the way to 11. Pause the video, because here are the answers. If you guys are ready to take the quiz, here is the quiz. It's only 5 questions, multiple choice. 2 is a fill in the blank. And as always, if you guys need additional information, go on to my link right here on Google Doc, where you'll be able to find all of these videos and additional resources. See you next time.